Happy Encouragement Friday, guys. I hope you guys are okay. I missed you guys so much. I'm going to give you guys your message for Encouragement Friday. I do have some prophetic messages after. I'm going to post these after as well. For Encouragement Friday, I want to talk to you guys about, having faith in God, listening to God, and really just taking the word that God has given you. If it is a word that's specifically given to you, don't try to prove it to anybody else. Okay, period. Like Jeremiah 33 verse 3 talks about, God saying, I will teach you the things you did not know. I will show you the things you did not know. I will show you the things that are not searchable. Things that basically man can't teach you. Things that the Bible can't teach you. Things that you're not going to find physically. And God will show you the things that only those who have ears can hear and those who have eyes can see. Do you get where I'm coming from? And not every word that God has given to you is for everyone. Okay. It's not even about just moving in silence and not being open to people, but you have to understand that God knows you better than anybody in this world is gonna know you. Okay. God knows what's best for your business. God knows what's best for your body. God knows what's best for you to eat and drink. God knows what's best for your love life. God knows what's best for your family. Like, do you get where I'm coming from? Better than you. We're not smarter than God. He sees things before it even happens. He sees what the enemies are going to do. He sees the positivity that's coming in your life because he's the one that's going to bring in the blessings for you, right? So when God gives you a word, we get excited. We want to put the word out. And this is where I check myself too, because I have to ask God sometimes, is this for me or is this collective? You know what I mean? And, for example, some people may not be into makeup, right? They may think it's worldly, it's not good, and they may say it's not of God. But the relationship I have with God, God knows that for me, it's very therapeutic. It's not even about me not being confident and not loving myself. It's just when I put on makeup, it's therapeutic. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like therapy for me, right? But God knows that. See, a man may not know that. Man may not know that. Right? So in man's eyes, oh, you're too worldly. Oh, this is not good. It's fake. Just be natural, etc. But in the eyes of God, my daughter, this is therapeutic for you. You're very gifted when it comes to, doing makeup. Not everyone can do makeup. You're very gifted when it comes to that. Like, you know how to help someone bring out the confidence within them. God sees all that, right? Another example is, let's just say that God tells me, Stephanie, you can't eat pork. You can't eat meat. You can't eat chicken. You can't eat cow. You can't eat any of that because God knows my heart. God knows I love animals, right? So because God knows my heart and God knows I love animals, not only that, but God also knows my body better than me. God will know, okay, if I was to eat, chicken for the next 10 years of my life, that chicken may affect me later on in my 40s. All that chicken, something inside the chicken may affect me or may not go well with my body in my 40s. But I may not know that, but God knows that, right? So he may say, okay, you can't eat meat. Where for you, he may say, wild out when it comes to chicken. If you want to eat chicken, eat chicken. But for Stephanie, my daughter, I don't want her eating chicken. Do you get where I'm coming from? So you have to understand that when God gives you a word, you cannot try to prove the specific message he has given for you to others. People will sit there and try to make you doubt, make you question God's message to you. And someone said to me one time in the comment section, okay, God is telling you about everybody else, but God is supposed to tell you about you first before God tells you about anybody else. But yeah, of course God's going to tell me about me first. And if he does, I'm not going to put it out there for everybody to know. That's a message for me. Why am I going to put a message that God gave me personally for the world to hear? You get where I'm coming from? So you have to understand that when God gives you a word for you, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. That's a word for you. And it's relating to any area of your life, your money, your business. If God says, go invest in the stocks, and people say, oh, stocks are not godly. Stocks are the devil, right? And God knows deep down, listen, I'm going to tell my child when the stock market is going up so I can bless my child through the stock market. But man may not understand the mind of God. See, people try to understand the mind of God. You can't understand the mind of God. So if God is telling someone to do something, that's specifically for them. You can't sit there and point fingers at that person and say, God never told you that, because you don't know the mind of God. We all don't know the mind of God. We only know what God tells us to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't let anyone make you feel discouraged for the word that God has specifically given you. Remember, yes, there can be tricksters. Like, there could be the devil trying to trick you, of course. But that's where your discernment comes in. Another message God gave me was about discernment. That's where your discernment comes in. That depends on the type of relationship you have with God. If you pray all the time and you are consistently talking to God 24/7, and you know when God is communicating with you, and you get that word, and he gives you that sign, or he gives you that message the way he usually gives you other messages, so you know 100% it's him, then it doesn't matter what nobody else says. Okay? So be encouraged, listen to God, and stop explaining the word that God has specifically given for your life. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.